Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Washington Warhogs, Red Hogs Fans Podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Somethings and the Cincinnati Bengals. Signings and cuts from the week, this and more, live with Aaron and John.
Guys!
Dang, dude. Yo. What's up, John?
What's up?
Excellent.
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode number 526, in which we discuss the last game against the Bengals, preseason game number 2, and John's second favorite day of the year, the second cuts of the season.
Yeah, God!
Not to be outdone next week when we cut like 24 more dudes. This is just a little appetizer cut.
Super cuts!
And we'll talk about some conspiracy theories on the team. We'll talk about the trip, which is now officially on.
Yeah, buddy!
And much, much more. So here we go. Let me see. Who's in the peanut gallery? No one. Weird. Okay. That's fine. And I guess you're checking the YouTube room.
I am. There's no one in there, and there shouldn't be. This should all be on our Discord channel, discord.gg/5YW5YFT.
Yep, and we stream it into the Discord, and you can go into there, and if we bring you on for questions, you can come right in there and be on the podcast.
That's right.
Anyway, here we go, dudes. Dude, I guess. Yeah, so the game against the Bengals. The first game back at FedEx, and, there were some people that were wondering if the team was going to try to downplay all the fans wearing Redskins gear, which I did not see that happen.
No, that's impossible to do. But I don't think they said they weren't going to do that. You just can't be like like those two guys that were in Arizona a couple years ago that dressed in like literal red paint on their face, like red, and like the dollar store, like the feathers on top and everything. And it was one of those where I was watching and I was just like, yeah, that's exactly what we're trying not to do.
Yeah. So basically, Chief Z wouldn't be able to be allowed to wear his anymore. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
But
there's a couple other guys that have been like that, but we saw it in the game. We saw the flag guy who's in the end zone and goes to every game. He even went to London, and he had all the names listed on his big, humongous flag with that awesome Native American logo that the Redskins used to have.
Yeah.
And now he has a new like Washington Football Club flag, so he's going to start putting names of places to go on there. So he's going well. I think most people will go with it.
We got all these hog farmer dudes too. These hog farmer super fans that are starting to fill the void that Chief Z leaves for like that 4 seconds of TV time every week. So we got those guys, and remember that super skin guy that had like the full body like spandex that even went over his head?
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Super skin.
It was like I don't know, like around the year 2000 or so, because we hung out with that guy at one game.
We did.
We did. We hung out afterwards.
Okay, super skin.
Super skin. I think we hung out with him at Norv Turner's last game.
Super skin tight is what he was wearing.
Super skin tight.
He wore like this skin tight Redskins spandex, even with the head, and then he had a cape. I remember that guy.
Super skin.
I wonder if we could like Google. I'm tempted to Google super skin, but it might come up with like an adult content filter or something. But anyway, there's so I was happy to see they didn't try to like block people out, because last week I was a little concerned after looking at the Journey page on their website and saw some doctored images. But it's all good.
I was not concerned. I was not concerned at all.
I know you weren't.
If you have a jersey with the Redskins emblem on there, with that cool Native American head on there, they're fine. So many people are not buying new jerseys just because it's got Redskins or one of the logos on there. So, anyway, most people like us always look at it as a football club first and foremost.
So let's go to the game. First impressions, dude.
I thought we looked all right. Defense looked pretty good. Bengals are not very good.
No. They didn't have their starting quarterback, QB, because Chase Young. He's afraid of Chase Young.
He's probably afraid of Chase Young. He's on the sideline. He's like, "Oh, my damn arm!"
He could have played. He could have played, but he was scared after that hit he took down at the goal line last year.
If you don't remember it, look it up. Joe Burrow, Chase Young. Because that was the hit where we were just like, oh my goodness, we suddenly have like someone good on defense for once. It's fantastic.
Dude, he destroyed him.
He did destroy him. He stuck him. He stuck him right at the 1 yard line, man. It was awesome.
I'm trying to pull up the recap from this.
So first game against it was a good game. We saw what's his face, the Patterson, number little 35 RW, whatever his number was.
Yeah.
And I'm really kind of surprised. We're going to go over the cuts in a little bit, but Peyton Barber was not cut today. But everyone who watched that game last Friday knows that Peyton Barber is going to get cut, because Jarrett Patterson is the real deal. He played with all three first, second, and third level defense or offenses, and he did well against all of them. He's so small, he gets lost behind the offensive line. He really does. And there was one play he was in on where he actually was behind a blocker. He had a lineman in front of him, and usually you see running backs, especially people trying to make a name for themselves, ends up running around the blocker so they don't have a blocker in front of them. And the blocker's like, dude, I was right here. I could have blocked that guy. But they end up getting tackled. And he's hung out, slowed down, relatively slowed down, hung out behind the blocker, waited for him to get a block, and he ran for, I think it's like 6 or 7 more yards.
Yeah, that dude's good.
To see that. He's exactly what Peyton Barber is not.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, all right, so apparently Chase Young knew this dude from high school? Is that
high
right?
school? I don't know if they went to the same high school, but they were on, like, there was a picture of them. Maybe they were like high school all-stars. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that he's like a 1.5 feet shorter than Chase Young. He's so short.
But I heard Rivera saying that during the draft, he said that Chase Young was calling him up like, "You're gonna get my dude," right? Like talking about
was he really?
Jarrett Patterson, and now he's all like, I told you guys. And it kind of reminds me of when Dwayne Haskins, the only good thing he ever did for this team, was told not Rivera. Was it Rivera? No, it was actually Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden to
year.
get McLaurin.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing that he did for this team.
Really was. So basically, I still count him as our first round pick from that year.
Oh yeah. So basically this dude is going to make the team. Is there any doubt in your mind that he's not? They can't put him on practice squad. No way. He's gone.
No way someone will get him.
Oh yeah. This guy is one of those dudes that we have to keep finding to make ourselves better, because we're still suffering from that BS salary cap thing. We're still suffering. 20 years
Oh,
ago.
you mean the $36 million hit from like 20 years ago?
Yeah, we're still suffering.
Really 10 years ago, but yeah.
Well, between that and all the dumb
moves. The
moves.
Giants for that.
Between that and the dumb moves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just one of many.
Hey, look who's on. It's the bot. X Factor 357. What's up, X Factor 357? I got to refresh because it just says object.
Object.
There it
So
is.
Patterson, we think he's going to make the team. Eric Flowers looked like he was I was trying to focus on the offensive line here and there, and Eric Flowers looked very, very solid and just massive as we saw him 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, leading up to this game, they said that the other dude, is it the Schweitzer brother?
Yeah, Schweitzer and his wife that was at the game in her jersey, and he didn't start.
But yeah, so
who wears a Wes Schweitzer jersey, man? It had to be his wife or his sister.
they're still listing Wes Schweitzer as the starting left guard on Redskins or whatever it's called .com now, and
Washington Football.
WashingtonFootball.com, and but Redskins.com will get you to the same place, FYI.
Yeah.
So Eric Flowers is still listed as number 2 on that depth chart, but he did start the game.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know if he can give us like 80% of what he gave us 2 years ago when we brought him in after his failed attempt at left tackle for the Giants, because he was terrible with that.
Yeah.
But he just whoops up at guard.
Yeah.
I mean he's just massive, and usually guards go a little bit shorter, so it makes it easier for the quarterback to see. But I mean I don't know, he's a big man.
So who were they saying Sam Cosmi was going to have to beat out at right tackle, because he's pretty much played both games there. He's listed as number 1. Sadiq is behind him as number 2 on the depth chart there.
I think Sadiq is going to be pushing there, though. I think I have a feeling after last year and that 3 plays and he was out with that knee injury, he's really kind of hungry to get in there. So it's looking good for him.
Yeah, and Sadiq can also play guard. Like they said, they don't know where they want to play him. But that bodes well for him.
He's another big dude.
Yeah, that bodes well for my man Sadiq making the team, because you know how Rivera loves those dudes that play multiple positions.
Yep.
So, I mean, I thought the offensive line looked pretty good. Did we give up a sack or 2? I don't even remember. I think we gave up 1. I remember 1. The game was like 4 days ago now.
Yeah, really.
Did we give up 1? X Factor on that.
Excuse me. Let me see.
I'm
I'm looking it up.
anyway.
We did win on Kyle Allen's quarterback, or that touchdown that we finally got. Finally got a touchdown.
Yeah, we gave up one sack, I think.
Steven Montez didn't even make the field. I think he's going to end up on the practice squad again.
Some dude named S. Hubbard got a sack.
Old
Steven
S.
Montez.
Hubbard. Old S. Hubbard.
But yeah, I mean, S. Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard. Dianetics.
Well, Will Bradley King had one for us. We had to look him up because we didn't know what number he was.
Yeah.
We were like, who is that guy? I still don't remember what number he is.
Yeah, I mean,
the roster up right here too.
The thing that bothered me the most last week, remember, I was a little concerned because I thought the defense was giving up a lot of running yards. This week, I think the defense was destroying the Bengals, even though we didn't have 2 starting corners in. Of course, they didn't have Joe Burrow because he was afraid to play, so that's his fault, though. Out fear.
out fear.
Fear of Chase Young. But
yeah, and our corners just sat. Like, they weren't hurt or anything like that. They just sat because they were just like, they're good, they're ready.
No, I think William Jackson III has a Charlie horse or something. Is that what I've heard?
He might, but that game they were sat. They were just. I mean, maybe they said something, but they were just like, no, they're not really hurt. They're just, we don't need them to play. We need to see basically. And then they needed to see what the other cornerbacks were going to do, like Tyre and McCain and Cole.
And St.
Luke.
Juice. St. Juice
St. Juice,
tore it up.
Jimmy Moreland had a big play.
Yeah. Dude, you know who else I was impressed with their play in this game? Landon Collins.
Landon Collins had a really good game. He was. If we can use him the way he's supposed to get used as a strong safety, where he's in there tackling people. I mean, he was an all-pro. That's what I keep going back to. He was an all-pro. What did they do with him with the Giants when they weren't good, but he was an all-pro? We need to do that.
Dude.
So I think Del Rio's maybe figured that out.
Dude, Landon Collins came up and blew. That guy was wide open in the flat. Looked like he was going to easily run for like 7-8 yards. And Landon Collins just came flying up and blew him up, and he got like 2 yards. And then there was another play where there was a receiver coming across the middle, and he like totally alligator armed it because Landon Collins was about to destroy him. He was about to destroy him.
Yeah.
And this McTire dude. This McTire dude, is he 7th round undrafted? He's been tearing it up.
He's in his 4th year from Nevada, Las Vegas, the running Rebels. I don't know if they're still called that now.
I think we talked about that. I just never heard of him.
I talked about that during the game because I was like, no, dude, that guy, the person you were thinking of is, who was it? I can't remember. We came up with somebody who was like a rookie, but it wasn't him.
I don't either.
Oh, other than St. Juice, but that was it. He's the only rookie we have at like defensive back.
You know who else Coach Rivera said had a good game that I didn't really notice because I just am biased against this guy? Apke, who's moved over to corner.
He's getting a lot of play during the preseason and in practice because people ahead of him have been hurt or have been sitting down, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, every play on special teams, he was the first person down there when the ball was caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. X Factor 357 is asking, has McCain played? He doesn't remember seeing him make plays. I haven't seen him do anything either.
I haven't either. He was from Florida. Was the last place he played. He's been in for 7 years.
Is he gonna get cut?
I don't know. He's kind of like Darryl Roberts. Like, I don't even remember seeing Darryl Roberts in the game, but I remember when we signed him, and you and I were just like, the guy's gonna be a camp body. I don't remember him being in the game at all.
He had 4 tackles, 3 solo. He was second on the team in tackles behind some guy named Kunizek. I don't even know who he is.
I think he's a linebacker, isn't he?
Oh, maybe. Oh.
Along with Joe Walker.
Yeah. You know who else bounced back and had a lot better game besides Dustin Hopkins, which was obvious?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
AGG. He made up for that drop 2-point conversion by getting one this week.
He did? That might have been what got Steven Sims cut yesterday instead of him.
Yeah. He had 3 catches for 38.
Yeah.
Steven Sims had nothing in that game. He was targeted once. Apparently, he didn't catch it, but I don't remember the play. That could have just been because our quarterbacks, especially our starting quarterback, was throwing balls so flat and hard that no one had time to get under it.
It was like frozen ropes in baseball. It was just like...
At the end of the half, like at the end of the time he was in there, Fitzpatrick, like the last 5-6 plays, like dudes were open, and he was just throwing like ropes like over their heads. It's like, dude, put a little touch on that thing.
Yeah, and I was wondering, I was like, was that him just throwing it too hard? Was that Rivera saying, or whoever, a quarterback coach, being like, throw the ball hard and see if these guys can bring it down? Who knows?
Well, they couldn't get to it.
Yeah, exactly. None of them could.
And then he had that one pass that was behind that dude Humphreys. Remember? Like, I don't know if Humphreys stopped and he thought he was going to come across, or if it was just a bad throw, but it was almost picked down by the goal line.
Yeah.
And speaking of Humphreys, has he done anything at all in the preseason?
Yeah.
Like, why do they like this dude so much?
I don't know, because Rivera came out after the game, like the next day, it was just like, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Like he said that Humphreys is like the best receiver for Fitzpatrick so far in the preseason, except for that game.
Okay, he was targeted 3 times and didn't come up with any catches, so something's
And he
not
had
working.
that one, and there was that one play where it looked like Fitzpatrick threw it right into the hands of that linebacker who dropped it.
Yeah.
But that was because he blocked Adam Humphries from finishing his route. So Humphries should have been there.
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, who else stood out? Jarrett Patterson, again, we already talked about him. He had 71 yards. Huge game. I'm just kind of looking at my list here to see. I know a guy that you were excited to see play in this game. Samaje Perine.
Perine.
We had a Perine sighting.
Got a Perine sighting. I saw it. I even posted it on our Twitter, or on our Discord.
Perine. Yeah, so you enjoyed watching Perine play. Dude,
watching Perine was like watching Peyton Barber. If you need 2 yards, he'll give you 2 yards. If you need 3 yards, he'll get you 2 yards.
And fumble. So, speaking of Peyton Barber, why do you think he's still on the squad? Because I'm pretty much done with him.
So we can get another paycheck, like preseason paycheck, before he gets cut next week.
Let's see what he had in this game. He had 3, guess what? 3 carries for 2 yards, and guess what his long run was? 2 yards.
2 yards?
And he also had, had 1 catch for guess how many yards?
2 yards.
That's all he does. If you need 2 yards, you can always count him for 2. You can get him. You can count on him. Dudes, I can only run 6 feet. It doesn't matter. Give me the ball. I'm getting you 6 feet. I don't care.
Give you 6 feet. He's good at falling forward. Is basically what it is. Running into a hole that's not there and then falling forward.
Yeah, and like rolling off of some fatty's back forward to land on the ground. What did you think? Like in the chat during the game, I said just like last week was a bad week for dudes whose last name is Miller.
Right.
This week, it's bad news for guys' names Sims. And one of them, we didn't go into this yet, did we?
I just mentioned that one.
All right, yeah, Steven Sims was
God.
But what about Cam Sims? He had a catch and a fumble, dude. Cam Sims.
Yeah, that's right.
He had 2 catches for 19 yards and a fumble, a costly fumble.
Yeah.
And when I
we
saw
still
that,
won with our third team, but man, I mean, Cam Sims might get cut, and AGG may take a spot. Who knows? They're both tall guys.
Dude, I'd rather keep AGG, and you want to know why?
He's younger. He might be hungrier.
We know what Cam Sims can do. I think he's reached his ceiling, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we don't know if AGG has reached his ceiling. So I'm kind of leaning towards AGG if it comes down to those guys. I'm looking at the wide receiver here right now. So how many wide receivers do you think we're going to keep? 7? Probably?
I figure 7. And De'Ami Brown had a good catch in this game. Logan Thomas had a good catch. He's tight end still, but
let me tell you who's on the roster, and you tell me the 7 you think we're going to keep at this point.
All right.
We got Terry McLaurin, team. De'Ami Brown, team.
Is it De'Ami or De'Ami?
De'Ami, whatever. De'Ami.
I really don't know. I think it's De'Ami, but
Isaiah Wright, we'll put him on the other side for now. Adam Humphries, apparently he's going to make the team because we traded for him.
Right, yeah.
Curtis Samuel, he's going to make the team because we
Right.
traded for him.
Epic hair.
We got DeAndre Carter. I'm putting him on the maybe list. Dak Miller on the maybe list. AGG on the maybe list. Tony Brown.
Who? The guy who switched from wide receiver to cornerback for the Bengals or for the Patriots during their first Super Bowl runs.
Yeah. So
Maybe
we got
his son.
Dude, so we got 4 and Cam Sims. So we got 4.
Oh, that was Troy Brown, my bad.
We've got 4 dudes that are definite locks.
Right. McLaurin, Humphreys, De'Ami Brown, and Samuel.
Yes.
So that gives us 3, probably, maybe just 2.
So if
because the same thing with running backs, we might just keep 3. We may need to keep 4.
Well, if that's the case, then we've already cut Steven Sims, so we may keep AGG and Cam Sims and maybe Isaiah Wright. I don't think this Tony Brown guy, I've never even seen him. I think he's probably done.
Number 12. He's in his second year he's from Colorado.
And the reason why we're probably going to keep Isaiah Wright as that last 7th guy is because he's also our backup kick and punt return dude.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know.
We'll see. I think Dax Milne is going to end up on the practice squad. I think he's kind of intriguing. He's a rookie out of BYU.
Dax Milne. Oh, yeah. Thank you for bringing – and DeAndre Carter.
Yeah.
He's a return guy, too. So – and he's listed as our starting return guy. So I think it's going to come down – we talked about this in special teams. I think Isaiah Wright's gone. DeAndre Carter's going to make it. And I think Dak Milnes might make it, dude. I think he might.
He's got a good chance.
Like, out of those lower-end receiver guys, it depends on what they do in this third game. If Dak Milne comes out there and blows it up and has a good game, then Isaiah Wright could be gone. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch. But, yeah. I noticed X Factor says that Cam will probably make the team. And just looking at the numbers, I'm going to have to agree with that.
But,
I don't know. I think Dax could make the team. Him, that bottom last guy, it's going to be interesting to see, in my opinion.
I think that's going to be and same with running backs. Like, do we keep 4? Do we really keep Peyton Barber, Mr. 2 yards?
Dude, we're not going to keep 4 running backs.
But if we keep 3, we can't. One has to be Patterson because we can't put him on the practice squad. Someone will snatch him right up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Antonio Gibson, McKissick, and Patterson, and Peyton Barber and Jonathan Williams are going to get cut.
Yeah. What about tight ends?
Dude, I think Hemingway is going to get cut.
He might get cut. 'Cause John Bates looks like he's doing pretty well. Samus Reyes and Hemingway are coming back from the concussion. They should play this weekend.
Yep. And I heard
Jones.
I heard Rivera say today he wants to see more of what Samus Reyes can do this week.
So does everybody. I want to see what this guy can do. Someone hit him in the first game, and then I don't know. He's just so big. He just kind of barreled through that guy.
What is up with tight ends getting concussions more than like any other play position for us? Like, we've had
That's a good point. I mean, they're so tall. Nobody's hitting you around the head, man. Or you're just hitting your head when you're falling to the ground, or someone like spearing you when you're at the ground. That reminds me, in that game, we had that penalty right down near the goal line. And it was against us that the Bengals got, and it was because our guy targeted.
And it was BS.
It was BS because, and this has happened numerous times in the past, seeing this happen. Yeah. When the guy with the ball starts to duck down because he knows he's going to get hit, like, are you supposed to like aim for his crotch just to make sure you don't hit his head if he starts going to the ground?
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? Just move out of the way and let him get a touchdown?
Yeah, exactly. You got to light him up.
Because you can't get any lower. I mean, our guy was already pretty low. Wait, I'm trying to get on camera. So here's our guy. Our guy was already pretty low to hit him in the chest, and then he gets down. Are you supposed to just start diving for his feet? Because if you're at the goal line,
someone was already hitting him too.
And if you're at the goal line and you end up diving for the guy's feet, he's just going to go over you into the end zone.
And that guy was getting hit by another guy at the same time. So what if two people hit, and then you're driving in to finish the tackle, and he's down? They're both like halfway to the ground, and their heads are exposed.
Dude, that ref knew that he did not target him.
Oh yeah. Nice.
But you did bring up a good point, and I heard this on Al Galdi talking about this. We've only had, through the first 2 games, 5 accepted penalties against our squad.
Yeah, and that is Ron Rivera discipline.
Yeah. And Galdi's point was it's not like they weren't calling anything because our opponents have 18 combined penalties called.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
That's how many years? I mean, how many years we starting to get ahead in a game multiple times every year, and then you see someone get a dumbass penalty.
It's usually a holding penalty on first down, and you can't make it up.
Or it's like D-Hall getting a penalty on third down.
Yeah, on something dumb, like taking his helmet off and running off the field or something. But just think about that. If you say, what would you say on average a penalty would be 7.5 yards between 5 and 10?
Okay, sure.
And so let's say 5 times, we'll just say 7 for the sake of math. So that for us, that would have been about 35 yards in that game, or those 2 games.
Yeah, obviously mine is like 15-yard penalties and
yeah.
Really heavy stuff.
I'm just gonna say 7, because
I think
And then
that sounds like a good Harry Hog estimate.
18 times 7, whatever that is that 170, 178, 7, something like that. That's how many yards the other teams had, approximately. Fuzzy math. But what I'm saying, 123.
I think
123 yards versus 35. That's a big disadvantage for the other team.
Yeah.
So, pushing yourself backwards. What am I trying to say here? The less you push yourself backwards, the less you push yourself backwards, the fewer yards you have to get to score points.
It's hard. It's hard to get ahead when you keep kicking your own ass.
You guys know what I mean.
Basically what you're trying to say.
You guys know what I mean.
By the way, you have a nice shirt on today. You got your Goonies shirt. Hey, you guys.
Thanks, dude. I like this shirt. Speaking of, some good news for John this week on the front of the vaccination.
Oh yeah.
So,
I got antibodies, and most transplant people, the vast majority, have not gotten antibodies. So yay for me. The shots worked.
So John's shot works, which means the trip is on. We put some information in the Discord room on there's a channel for the trip, the HHF trip. We got our tickets.
We were so pumped. Got our tickets. We got a hotel.
I still got to get a plane. But anyway, what you guys need to do is get some tickets near us, because there's no way. I know some of you guys hit me up. There's no way I could coordinate buying a block of tickets and dealing with all that.
Yeah. I mean, that.
I don't have enough
people
capital.
Have been listening to this for a long time. People have been listening to this for a long time. You've probably heard us like complaining about Josh, because he would always be like, "Oh, dude, I'll get it, or get the tickets, I'll pay you back," and he never would.
Or
like,
Jamie,
year after year, or Jamie.
I still have 4 people that owe me for tickets, but anyway.
Not me.
not you. But no offense to you guys. But anyway, we put what section we're sitting in there. We're sitting in section what? 203?
I think it's 203, third row.
203, third row. Get seats nearby. We'll tailgate before and after, and it'll be a good time had by all when we get to see Tom Brady's last game.
I know. I can't wait to see Tom Brady's last game. It's going to be awesome.
So, anyway, check that out. Also, just wanted to make a public service announcement for those of you in the HHFFL. There's some dude. Oh my gosh, I'm going to forget it. Hopefully X Factor can fill me in on it. There's some guy that hasn't claimed his team yet. And if you don't claim it soon, they're going to release it to Shanny's son.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you can't have Shanny in there with his son. They're going to be like, backdoor trades and stuff. You can't do that. Come on. And his son. Come on,
in the league that I've been in since college, which I graduated from college in 1997, We still have that league going, and one guy's son is now in that league, and him.
And he wasn't born yet, of course.
He wasn't born when we started.
Yeah, you want to hear something else?
We're getting old.
Something else depressing is this is the 30th year anniversary of our last Super Bowl.
Oh, man, it's going to be great going back this year. It was 30 years ago today.
The 30th time's the charm, dude.
Heineke got the boys to play.
It was 30 years ago today. Joe Gibbs got the boys to play.
Oh, yeah, right.
The name has been going in and out of style.
We got to put something about Deion Sanders and MC Hammer in there, too.
It's Type 42 Rocks. It's Type 42 Rocks, dude. If you're out there, claim your team. Claim your
England.
team. Claim your team, Type 42.
England. He's got to claim that. He's got to claim it.
You got to claim it, dude, or you're going to lose it to someone that wasn't even born the last time the Redskins won a playoff game. Forget the Super Bowl. It's Shanny's son. His name's Kyle. Anyway, Kyle. What's up, Kyle? Okay, so back to the preseason game. I was a little concerned with the quarterback play. What's his face? Your dog, Taylor Heineke, had a fumble from just holding the ball all out, all jakey, and some dude just
I know.
knocked it loose.
We were watching it, and I was just like, did someone hit that, or did he just drop the small hands? Heineke just dropped the ball.
No, someone hit him. No, they hit it.
They did hit it. Okay.
But what's he doing? He was just had it all out there, like, here you go. You know.
I'm just glad he didn't get injured.
Yeah, the quarterbacks were a little. Yeah, you do have to say this. Heineke has now been in 2 straight games
Two.
without injury. Knock on wood.
Not full games, but like a half and like a little. I don't know, less than a half in the second game.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen came in for that one.
Yeah, so this week is going to be the Montez, Steven Montez sweat show. Did we see Ioannidis was in, but I don't remember him doing anything. Do you?
I don't remember him doing anything bad or good, but the defensive line, 4 series, I think. Something like that. I don't know. I was just glad to see him back in.
Yeah.
After the tricep tear.
Dude, our defense was stout. Did we give up like 3 points? We gave up 2 first downs. They only had 50 yards in like the whole first half or something.
And don't forget, it's the Bengals.
Without Joe Burrow because of fear.
Without Joe Burrow, fear.
Fear. Well, dude, if we could scare every quarterback not to play, fine. Let's go.
Dude, anyone who didn't know before, all they had to do was see how big Cam Newton is and how big Chase Young was when he tackled them.
Yeah.
They're the same size.
When he destroyed him, you mean? In the preseason on the second snap or something like that? That was awesome.
A little swim move. Oh, man. I don't remember De'Ami Brown doing anything good or bad either.
No, De'Ami Brown had a couple of super nice catches. I remember. He had a long one.
Yeah. He had that one long one. That's right. Sorry, I was thinking of a different draft pick. I was thinking of Jamin Davis.
Yeah, I didn't see him do anything good or bad. De'Ami Brown though had a 29-yard catch.
Yeah, that was a good catch.
He had 2 catches on the day for 33 yards.
He's one of those guys who's going to be able to just jump up and go for the ball. Because you know, Fitzmagic's just going to be like, whoa, like throwing the ball, getting half tackled, just throwing it up for grabs for people to get sometimes.
Yeah.
So we need guys who are going to get that. We know Terry's going to do that. Curtis Samuel, they say, is going to be like that as well.
Are you starting to worry about this Curtis Samuel dude that hasn't played?
Not yet.
But you would be if we had the receivers of yesteryear.
Of every year. The last few years.
Dude, we're cutting dudes now where last year we like needed these guys, you know?
Yeah.
Like Steven Sims, you'd be like, oh no, Steven Sims got cut. Now you're just like,
Who are we going to put in for him? We don't have anybody. We got Steven Sims from like the grocery store.
Yeah, that's when we put in dudes like Isaiah Wright.
Working at the gas station.
We're like,
Isaiah Wright, guy from Last Chance U.
Like, we couldn't get anyone. And then all of a sudden we got Heineke at the end of last season off the street.
Yeah.
Taylor Heinegoat, also known as Shanny's son, saying not to make fun of his hands.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at earlier.
Taylor Heinegoat. Anyway, where do we want to go from here, dude? Let's see. Games and kicks?
Oh no, we got to go into the cuts.
Oh yeah,
I keep trying to fix one of my lights.
Hold on.
Cuts.
That's the cut music. All right. This week's cuts are brought to you by Ridapoo. They have a new product. I was talking to Josh about it. He's going to make a jingle. It's called
and what
something.
is the product?
Oh my gosh. Something about dessert toilet paper. So you don't have to wipe on the way out or something like that. Josh told me the whole story.
Oh, I'm gonna have to hear this.
Dessert toilet paper.
Dessert
that you eat at the end of a meal, so you can save a step on the way out or something like that. Josh has the whole jingle. Just think about it. You eat the toilet paper, last thing of the meal. You save a step on the way out. I don't know. Josh has the whole jingle. He's been talking to the Ridapoo people. Josh
is good at jingles, I'll tell you that.
Dessert toilet people.
Dessert casket store.
Oh wait, Taylor Heinegoat is not Shanny's son. Who's Shanny's son? Oh yeah, Aiden,
isn't it?
Aiden, like 2012 or something. I don't know. Aiden is Shanny's son. Sorry, I didn't mean to misrepresent you there, Taylor Heinegoat. Speaking of, where is Sean in? We haven't seen Sean in recently. What's he been up to?
Well, he is doing his own podcast, so
yeah, he does have that. But anyway,
hopefully he can get up for the game in November as well.
Yeah, I hope so. But
anyway, cuts, dude.
But before we get into the cuts, I just wanted to say one more thing on the HHF League that I forgot. The draft is coming up. I think it's on September 4th. So if you're not going to make the live draft, make sure you go through the Yahoo and exclude all the Cowboys players beforehand, or else you're going to be screwed on the year because they get cut by the commissioner directly following the draft, and you're going to be set with no players on your team.
No Cowboys.
Anyway.
That's the one rule.
All right,
so cuts.
Steven,
do we even have to go through these guys?
I didn't know who they were. I mean, but go ahead, go through, because...
All right, well, we had cornerback Jordan Brown, offensive tackle Rick Leonard, linebacker Justin Phillips, defensive tackle Justice Reed.
He sounds like he should be a lawyer, dude. Dude, Justice Reed sounds like he should be like one of those ambulance chaser lawyers that has the commercials in it.
Justice Reed sounds like if he was in a movie, he would be played by Jeremy Piven, who was in that movie that was in the 90s that had like Parliament Funkadelic in it and everything, like the college.
Oh yeah. PCU,
yeah. I remember
it was basically like a ripoff of Animal House, but like a 90s version.
Yeah. Well, Justice Reed, like Jeremy Piven's character, was at Virginia Tech for 7 years. How do you go through college in 7 years and he still graduated?
What did he take? Like 6 credits a semester?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he had a couple of big horrific injuries, so he lost like a couple of years and they reinstated him for that.
7 years.
7 years. I mean, you get the 5th year if you go into graduate school.
7? Maybe he went
But
to
I mean,
graduate
Jeremy
school.
Piven in PCU is just like, yeah, that was in my second sophomore year.
Well, he was smart. He hung out there as long as he could and had some fun.
Yeah, really. Tell me about it.
But anyway, because he's not going to be making this team.
Just a streak. Cut! And John Toth, you have to remember him.
Yeah, he was on Entertainment Tonight. He wrote the theme song. Cue the saxophone. John Toth. No, that's John Tesh. But anyway,
John Tesh.
He's cut too.
But was he induced?
That's a good question.
Object X Factor robot is saying that Type 42 Rocks has 5 days to claim his team all the way from England.
I hope he gets it. I actually met him a long time ago going to England.
Oh yeah,
that guy.
Was he cool?
He was cool. And he played in an American football league in England. He played for a team in Reading. He was linebacker, and I think he's now become coach.
Sweet.
I know.
For
right?
a second, I swear I thought you were gonna be like, dude, we met him in England, and I was gonna be like, I do not.
No, but he met us at the old Chester Cheese pub, actually.
Oh, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find. I have a picture of him somewhere. He had a Redskins jersey on and everything. It might have been Clinton Porter's one. I can't remember.
Anyway, Type 42 Rocks. Get your team before it's given out to Shanny's son, who wasn't born the last time the Redskins won a playoff game. But now he has a team. Or he will.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the cuts.
Hopefully.
We've gone through a bunch of stuff, but we haven't given our games and kicks yet.
Oh, yeah. I guess we got to do that.
Yeah, and we won, which means we have to give out the... Oh, wait.
Kicks first.
Wait, before we get to that, we didn't mention Dustin Hopkins, who bounced back and had 2 field goals. I will say that both field goals were, like, super short, like 30 yards.
They're short. Right.
But he did make them. So that's a step in the right direction.
He didn't have a hitch in his giddy up, so I think he's all right.
All right. Without further ado,
it's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award, brought to you by Dessert TP, the new product from Ridapoo.
What? Oh, my kicking balls goes to, and it's the last time I'm going to be able to say it, Steven Sims Jr.
Why? For not doing anything?
He didn't do anything. He got bypassed by people who were hungrier and probably had more talent as well.
And dudes that were undrafted.
Yeah.
And dude,
he played in the NFL, so good for him. It's better than I could do.
Yeah, just like we said, Steven Sims, when Rivera was asked about it, he wanted to give him a chance to catch on with another team.
Yeah.
It's just they always say, dude.
Maybe he'll sign with the Bengals.
He wasn't good enough for us, but maybe he's good enough for another crappier team.
Like the Lions or the Bengals, the teams that we always joke.
We used to joke.
Not anymore.
I
still joke the Bengals, though.
No, dude, remember when Larry Sellers fumbled that ball at that Bengals game we were at? Right on the goal line, and they picked it up and returned it the whole way, and then we lost. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
We weren't joking. We weren't joking them that day.
At beautiful Cincinnati Stadium, which was with the parking lot afterwards, was a beautiful place to be after that game.
Oh my gosh! Not if you were a homeless person, because
no, man. I mean, it was like the beginning of Thriller, the video for Thriller.
Dun, dun. dun. Anyway, enough of that. Just go ahead and give your kicks, man.
My kick goes to Steven Sims.
Oh yeah, you did.
Junior.
Right. My kick is going to Cam Sims. Dude, is this the first
He's still
time
on the
we've
team.
ever? Is this the first time we've ever had the same named person that's a different person get the kick?
Man, yeah.
I'm giving it to Cam Sims for fumbling, dude.
Yep.
I was like, both of the Sims need to be cut this week.
They're just prolonging it one more week for Cam.
So anyway, Cam Sims gets mine for fumbling that ball on his, one catch of the game. There's a few people in the peanut gallery. If you have your kick ready, go ahead and send it out. And in the meantime, I'm going to play the music for the game ball.
Yeah.
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award. Brought to you by... It doesn't really
Prime
say.
Casket Store.
It doesn't really say here.
Yeah.
Heck with it. No one's listening anyway. Who are you giving your game
Go
ball
ahead,
to?
dude. Oh, I figured I'd give my game ball, and it might be the only time, to AGG for having a big bounce back game, put himself back in the conversation for being a backup receiver. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought about giving it to him also because he had such a horrible game the week before, and I was like, he's going to get cut. And then he bounced back. He basically bounced back and made the same play, the 2-point
Same
conversion
exact play.
that he missed the week before.
He's probably just like, I can do it.
Although it was from a different quarterback, but he still did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an impressive bounce back game. And good for him. So my game ball is going to go to Landon Collins because we know that he sucked. He sucked before he got injured last year. He's been a disappointment, but he had those 2 big plays. And he's always talking about how Sean Taylor has been like his idol player. And in that game, he had 2 plays where he reminded me a little bit of Sean Taylor.
He was lighting people up. Absolutely.
I mean, the one guy, he didn't have to light up. He just ran towards him, and the guy dropped the ball. So that's why I was excited for the first time since he's been on the team about him actually playing on the team.
Was that Thaddeus Moss? That short arm that passed, that alligator arm that Thaddeus Moss, former Redskin, former Washington football team, undrafted free agent.
I don't remember who it was. I was too busy going. Anyway, this just in, X Factor 357 is giving Sims his kicks. I guess both of them.
Which one? I guess both.
The Simses. Sims?
Or is it?
What's
Sims
plural
with
of
apostrophe?
Sims?
Sims apostrophe, kind of like Adams apostrophe.
Yeah, but isn't that if they're in the same family? Or does it matter?
I don't know.
Sims. What if they're Sims from 2 different families? Plural, not possessive. Anyway.
Is anyone going to give Jarrett Patterson a game ball?
Well, they haven't given their game balls yet. They can feel free to do that. Jarrett Patterson had a great game.
Yeah.
But we gave him ours last week. But yeah, he proved that it wasn't a fluke, dude, which is really good to see because he picked up where he left off. I want to see this dude make the team. He's from the area. He's a fan of the team. And if you saw that little thing before the game with his mom, did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they showed his mom, and she has basically this Redskins cave down in the basement. And they asked her if she was going to put a jersey of her son up in the Redskins room, and she's like, no. Maybe if he helps us win a playoff game. or wins like the rushing title, then he can get his jersey up in our Redskins room, but he's got to earn it. And I was like, dang, their own
how about
son
that?
making the team's not enough.
Yeah,
He's got to do something to help. I was like, that guy's got to make the team because if he sucks, his mom's going to be on him like, what are you doing? Where'd you fumble?
Really.
Tell me what I did. Jarrett,
Get in the house.
I'm going to whoop that behind, Jarrett. You fumbled. Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited about that guy. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully he makes the team because if he goes on to if he's not going to clear waivers if he goes to the practice squad. No way.
Yeah. And,
Peyton Barber.
And another great thing about the team is that the coaching staff understands that, which is shocking in Washington, I know, but
we have people that know what they're doing now.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like we have adults running the team.
Yeah.
Dude, we didn't really talk
And
about
not
this.
John's brother, Jay Groot.
I mean, we talked about this a little bit, but I'm also interested next week's game before we round this out. I'm really interested in the tight end situation because Bates has been looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Between him and Ramus. I think we did mention it. I just have a small memory.
We did.
You know.
We did, but that's okay.
Okay. Do we need to do anything else? X Factory's giving his game ball to Patterson. Okay. So I think that about rounds it out, dude. When is the game this week? Is it Friday or Saturday?
The game this week is Saturday versus Baltimore at home, 6 p.m. Tickets
$6?
$40.
Oh my goodness. It's a good thing you told me. I wouldn't expect it to be at 6.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
On Saturday.
Saturday at 6.
Yeah, Saturday at 6.
All right, that'll be good for all of our friends over in England, though. At least they can watch a game before midnight.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, and probably right at midnight.
Yeah. Anyway, let me find the outro music. There it is. I think that about rounds it out. It was a pretty good showing for the team this week. I'm getting pumped for the season. Check us out on Discord at discord.gg/5YW5YFT. Anyone interested in going on the official trip to the Bucks game, go ahead into that room in there and discuss. I think Will and Maryland's going.
He always shows up. Every time we're up there, man.
He's always there.
Will and Maryland.
Yeah, give us a shout out on Twitter at Harry Hogg.
HARRY Hog.
I don't even think you can. Is email a thing? I think we have an email address, but just go on Discord if you want to talk to us.
Yeah.
Is that all we want to say this week? I'm getting pumped, but
I'm getting pumped. I think that's the best thing to finish up with is that we're pumped.
I'm pumped. Championship
Heck yeah.
days. Anyway, hail to the Redskins football team, War Hogs, Red Hogs, Hogs, Harry Hogs. And if you see a Cowboys fan this week,
you know what to do. Joker!